City of LA here, Harvey. It was mainly City of LA sewage, and the folks, especially in the South Bay area, said.
呢啲咪你屙出嚟嗰啲咯。
Okay, come on in. From industry, if a business is making something and they have wastes of drinking water quality, as we can make it. We're walking right over there. It goes into that building. You see that block building over there at the very back end. That's a pump station, a lift station. Lifts it up and it puts it, which is where those guys are. We slow the water down and gravity takes over and it goes like this. What I want to do is I want to get back to where the food is. Organisms are going to like, and it shouldn't have any pathogenic bacteria left in it. So the first step is to kill or is to get rid of the food. We grow our own bugs, our own microorganisms. We grow them to eat and we'll let them go. And they sit and they swim around and they do what bugs do. They eat and reproduce. Eat and reproduce and eat and reproduce. This is called mixed liquor. It's not really liquor, we just call it mixed liquor. These are colonies of microorganisms. These are the guys that we grow to eat the food that's left in the water. So these guys grow, multiply, and then die. Some of them die off. In the process, I take some of those guys and I bring them back, and we'll go over to a final sedimentation tank. I'll get there. Think about taking a can and I fill it with sand, and I poke holes in the bottom of the can. I can pour water into the top of it. We don't give them oxygen, methane. And so by making methane, or the bacteria, at this plant we have a total energy facility. We burn it to feed the bugs back in the plant. So because we're making power, the biggest single expense for a plant just became free.
原來屎水真係有味㗎，啲屎浮下浮下，哇幾壯觀！哇好犀利啊真係，但唔係好臭㗎啫喎。嗱呢撇屎啊喂，睇下撇屎幾濃郁，哇好臭啊！
Lift the water up, screen all the heavy stuff off, the 2x4s. You can put it in a sewer line, you can put it down a manhole, it's made for the plant.
Yep, exactly like yellow stuff.
Our primary effluent is going down it. A dry channel means that it's got piping or other instrumentation stuff in it. So we send the water down. These things right here are the valves that control the water going in. They're called, it's a post indicator, that clear tube. The operators can look and see, when they can see you can see there's a screw inside, that tells them that gate's open. Yeah. And so they can tell that from the control room looking out, they can see which ones are open or not.
This rail is constantly scooping the something.
That's pushing it over to that skimmer part. Oh, good idea. Yeah, look at all these little, you know. Oh, maybe that stuff goes over there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one thing, now that it's studying space, we've got the Hubble Space Telescope. You know, this planet is very privileged. Everybody we give it to them, we would mix it with some other chemicals and other techniques. So if you ever find something, go through in there, we want to see that space plane moving.
Nó lục sắc của nó.
有啲有啲屎喺度嘅喎，你係咪屎？都仲有啲嘢喺度。
So you can tell where they're at.
You have to backwash maybe
Every day.
Oh, you do?
At least once a day.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Later and later. You know, we used to, you know, once you get to the 13,000 ton limit, we had to shut our doors.
Yeah.
We were staying open till 5 o'clock, and we weren't getting to our tonnage limit in August, September, November. Charging $19 a ton, and they would make greater profit. Once this place closes up, like let's say at noon, then they would go to the next costly landfill. So it's a rational choice. And so given that when our tonnage went watts of electricity, this landfill alone generates 50 megawatts. That's enough for 75,000 homes to be totally self-sufficient. Our offices, our treatment plants are completely run on the power generated at this landfill, and the rest we sell back to Edison. So we stuff by the microorganism in there, and it goes what becomes anaerobic. It becomes oxygen-free. Yeah, it's the sun. That's what it is.
the sound.
Yeah. And, you know, they move around the disposal site every day, and so we're just following the trucks to see where they're disposing of trash. And there's a grading plan. There's a plan of that, you know, we want to go the green waste over the trash. And then the smaller dozers kind of move it, spread the trash out and compact it. And they go horseback riding up here and come, and there's hiking. So here's some of the equestrian trail. If you go all the way to the top, there's watering holes for your horses and picnic benches. Pretty cool. It's pretty out, no problem. All right, let's do that. It's a weird spot. I would go. Let's go off so we don't get hit. Okay. Look at this trash. This is a fourth of all the county's trash. John, the dark stuff is biosolids, you think? So we also take some of the biosolids from our treatment plants, and if we can't beneficially reuse this dark stuff, I think is biosolid. All right, so we'll make sure he sees you. I know, he's letting you go. So what I want to do is go beyond there and then pull over. And then if they have to dispose of stuff, they will come here or other. So yes, Athens will bring trash here. Do you work for Athens? You pick up, who has waste management pick up? With the loose soil to and then if you look to the right of that with that piece of equipment, you can see how we build our trash mountain. The men and women who operate those equipment, they spread it out, and then they compact it, and then they cover it with a mixture of dirt and green waste, and you get this look. The whole idea is to make sure vectors like seagulls don't go in and out because they will spread disease. And you can see a bunch of white that might have some bacteria on it, drop it in someone's backyard, spread disease. And the way we keep the seagulls out, I don't see the poles. There's some poles. Anyone see poles around? They're tires at the bottom. When we move them around,
I don't see it.
I don't see them. They've got to be there. Seagulls would be all over. We'll see how when the trash is placed, we're making sure hazardous material doesn't come in, right? We're doing our level best. But we always want to have a fill. And then, you know, if you look to my left, to the edge of that hill, they get a good view. We also deal with the neighbors in terms of odor control. We have a number, so if anyone gets an odor, thinks they have an odor, they can call. See the birds in the trash.
Oh, really? It's over here.
That part of
Talking about the sheep's foot. We like the seagulls right here. They're not in the trash, and that's where we want them. The methane. So it's decommissioned at this point, but I thought it was an innovative, creative thing to do with landfill. I thought it was like poisonous gas, huh?
Yeah.
Like a Bond villain's hangout. This is just water vapor. We're taking the methane, burning it, turning water, you good right here. Turn it to steam, it turns a turbine. It generates 50 megawatts, this facility. 50 megawatts of electricity, put in perspective, 75,000 homes. Completely runs on this. Really good for the environment, as well as extremely bringing revenues to bring our costs down, our rates down. Fancy word, it's a yard where you can take containers off trucks and put them on trains, a truck or train. Just going from one mode, one way of transporting stuff to another. But we have to have a backstop. We have to be in place the moment the county needs some place to put trash. It's straight money. Legally. They can't go in there. We're going in there, folks.
Oh, yeah.
And don't tell anyone. This is the Las Vegas trip bus, right? We didn't drive in there. What happens on real, we try to be more energy efficient. We use skylights and so on. Basically what happens, if we see a trash truck with a lot of recycled material, we send them in here. They dump their load here. We separate it out. We recycle it. 15% on average gets recycled this way. We're going to go to the left. Oh, can you get through? Oh, there's the bus. Oh, this is an add-on. This is the bonus tour.
You were in here for a long time. Oh,
So this is the material, if you're looking at other room, that's where people would be sorting stuff in the other side. And you can just drive slowly out. So what we do now is if a truck has a lot of recycled material, we send them here. And someone asked about the piles of stuff. Usually the piles of stuff are right on this side, but this is good. That means we've sold it. So usually the letter C is in that room. There are people there sorting stuff, and a couple of years ago it would not be open, maybe once a month. So they're sorting stuff, it gets baled and tied up, and then we sell that overseas. You know, most of that winds up in Asia because that's where most of your manufacturing goes on. And just dump their stuff on the floor, and then it gets separated into different piles of cardboard and paper and plastic, and we try to recycle it. You notice the misting from the ceiling? You see that? In the landfill, we use trucks to keep the dust down. Here, because we don't have a lot of space, we have a mister, almost like Palm Springs type mister, to keep the dust down. And then also, remember I said only 15% intermodal yard, and then it'll be taken away to the Mesquite Regional Landfill. You could stop a second. And you see these piles of wood? Most likely it'll wind up in our Commerce Refuse Energy Facility or our SURF facility down in Long Beach. It'll get burned, generate power. The ash will come back here, and we use it for like road surface.